Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream where we are making a tower defense game for Android platform. It's been like 2 weeks since the last stream as I was busy moving. You can see I'm in a different location now. And I've kinda lost track what we've done and how we did things. So this is a great time to recap maybe a bit. So in the last stream we did the monster buff debuff system with a new burning effect. If I recall correctly, when hit by a fire projectile, the monster is getting damage over time. Yeah, that's the buff factory. That's the burning effect. Okay, the effect has like 3 actions that can be assigned when it gets applied to the monster, when it expires because it has a lifespan, and for like overtime effects, it has a on tick action with, I believe, like this is the tick duration, meaning we can set it like it should activate each second, etc. So that's what we did last time, 2 weeks ago. And for today's, as usual, I don't have a plan, but I was thinking maybe something easier. Something like damage types and according monster resistances. Like if a fire resistant monster gets damaged by a fire projectile, it gets maybe like just only half the damage it otherwise would. Okay. I'm thinking if that's all the news I wanted to share. I believe it is. So let's get started. First, I would define an enumeration of the damage types. That could be a good start. And let's put it maybe inside the monster class folder. I'm gonna call it damage types. Let me copy this enumeration. Damage types. So, one's gonna be like the normal damage type. So let's call it normal. We don't have to be fancy about it. Another one could be fire, ice. I think that's all the types we are using so far. We've got like the fireball, it could be like the fire damage. We've got a freezing tower, that could be the ice damage. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, so these are the damage types. So when the monster is taking damage, we should provide the damage type as well. So like this. And the monster should also have like its table of resistances, the values. And this is the burning. So this is gonna do the fire damage. The freezing tower doesn't actually do any damage. Well, it does, but not with this effect. Yeah, so that's something we have to redo in the future as well. Because we are transferring the damage via projectiles. So the projectile should have a damage type, I believe. So let's do this right now. Like many damage types. Damage type. And this is gonna be the damage type it's gonna use for damaging. But we need to like set the damage type, and I'm gonna use the constructor. Like so. And so when creating the projectile, we now need to provide the damage type. And we are creating the projectiles somewhere inside the fire projectile method of the tower. Okay. And there we need to set the damage type, which will come from the tower. So we need to set the damaging type for the tower itself. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do just the exact same thing. Maybe like this. And we will set the damage type inside the tower factory. And then we provide that damage type to the projectile construction. Okay, so now to the you know what? Let me set the damage type by default as normal so that I don't have to worry about it not being set, just like a fallback solution. Okay, so where's the tower factory? It's gonna be in the tile objects, right? And I can already see this might need some redoing as well. It's okay for now. Okay, so the tower. Okay, that's the previously basic tower, but we've added the burning effect last time. So let me keep this as a normal. And we will in the future like create a proper fire thrower tower that will get this effect instead. I don't like it being in the basic tower. That's okay for now. Okay. But for the testing purposes, let's set it as fire. Okay. The anti-air tower. Let me add a new damage type. Let's call it electricity. Is that right? Electricity. And let's make the entire tower casting lightnings and stuff. Oh, it's just so I can test like different things. The ice tower. Oh, it actually has like 1 damage. Okay. So damage type is gonna be ice. And that's all the towers we've got so far, okay? Oh, we've got mine as well. But it's not shooting any projectiles. But it as well should have some damage type. So let me copy this from the tower. Okay, and where is it like going off? Update mine collisions, right? And there. Mine damage type. Okay. And there, do splash damage. Okay, but we don't have the damage type there as well. So let's add it there. And where are we using this? There in the fireball casting. Okay, that's easy. That's gonna be fire damage. Okay, so that's the damaging part. I hope that's all the places that we had to cover. Now for the resistances. So the monster should have something like a dictionary. I'm thinking like a dictionary of resistances. Yeah, why not? Let's try doing it with the dictionary for now. So it's gonna be like a damage type key, and value is gonna be like the percentage reduction to the damage received. Okay, so let's do just an int, and we are gonna call it resistances. and initialize. Okay. And now when taking the damage, we will search for the damage type inside the resistances, and we will reduce the damage received. Okay, now the hit points that are somewhere here in the data. Okay, should we move the resistances to the monster data? I guess so. So let's move this there. Let's add the constructor. Let's initialize the resistances inside the constructor. Is that right? Okay, why not? Let me make it into a properties. Okay, so here we've got the resistances. Oh, I was there because of the health, right? I'm thinking of making it into a float. Because otherwise I could either like work with bigger numbers instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health, make it into like hundreds, so that I can easily subtract like 10%, 30%, which I can't currently do with whole numbers. I'm thinking what's gonna cause more problems, making it into floats or the other way. Let's try using floats for now. We'll see what problems pop up. Probably with like drawing the health bars. Not currently sure where I'm handling this. Is it in the monster manager? Yeah, and it's still okay. We've already been casting it into float anyway, so I think we might not need that now. Okay. Okay, let's get back to the monster class and handle the resistances now. So when taking the damage, I want to prepare a helper method that will return the damage factor based on the damage type. So damage, I don't know, let's call it multiplier. So first it should look through the dictionary if it can find the damage type inside the resistances. So that's gonna be like resistances. Try get. We need the key and it returns the value. Okay. Int right. How do you use this? So okay. So if it finds the resistance, then we do so the default multiplier is gonna be just like 100%. Sorry, there's a fly attacking me. Okay. So that's like 100% if it's not resistant at all. We can return this. But if we find the damage resistance for the damage type, we can do something like multiply. It's gonna be 100 minus resistance. That's like the int number in percent. So like 10 is gonna be 10%. That's like multiplying the damage by 90. But we have to divide by 100 now, right? So for like 20%, we start with 1, then it's 100 minus 20, that's 80, divided by 100, that's 0.8. So it's gonna do 80% of the damage when having resistance of 20. Okay, that seems okay. And now we can do this. And that should be all. So the damage is multiplied by this. Okay. All right. Now we just need to set some of the resistances. So that's the monster data. So let's just for testing purposes again try setting the resistances for fire to, and it has 3 HP, just so we can see it better. Okay, can I do that? Am I not able to add to the dictionaries inside the initializers? Okay. That's unfortunate. Is there a way around? Nope. Okay, I think it's Google time. Unless anyone can advise better. I don't know. Add to dictionary inside the initializer. Okay. Should I do something like this? Nope. Why not? Okay. Is that right? Should be. Okay. I think that should do the trick. Why use first of all, hello Zephyrus. Oh, that was like the first idea that came into my mind. I mean, feel free to share your ideas or opinions. Could definitely be a, I don't know, array, but that would be a bit harder to keep track of the damage types. Yeah, I think that's okay. But I'm all ears. So we can. Hello, Kevin. Hello. I think we can test this now. But our firing tower. Let's modify the tower to do just the fire damage instead of the burning effect as well. Just so we can test it better. So I'm gonna remove the burning effect and increase the damage to 1 with the damage type fire. So without the resistances, it should kill the basic ninja in 3 hits since it has 3 hit points. But now with the 50% resistance to the fire damage, it should take 6 hits to kill the ninja. Oh, that's quite a bit. Let me increase the damage to 2. Let's leave it at 1 so I can test the floating numbers as well. Okay. We'll see. There might be a few places that I've missed. I tried not to, but we'll see. Yeah. So, what's new with you guys? I mean, haven't hear each other in 2 weeks. I'm sure you've got plenty of news, new projects, new games released on Steam and stuff, right? So, no syntax errors so far. That's a good sign. Okay. So this is the fire damage tower, and this is the basic ninja with that should have like 50% fire resistance now. Let's see. So previously it has like 3 HP, 3 hits. Cool. He's invulnerable now. I think the damage is getting around it somewhere, right? But hey, we've made our super soldier serum. Take damage. Int. Okay. But this is float, right? And this is float, right? Let's try again. No, no damage at all. Okay. What am I missing? It's health. I really don't see a problem. That's 50. That's 0.5. Let's try a different damage type and ninja, how it's gonna react. Okay, so this is working. This is working. It's gonna work on the normal one. Yes. So it has something to do with the damage resistance after all. Okay. But I really don't see the problem. Unless some of this is not working. Yes, I think it should. But even then. Okay. 50. All I can think of is some weird rounding taking effect. But I don't see where. I change this to float. Rather not. Okay, let's try a few different things. First of all, I'm gonna try increasing the damage. And see if that does anything, since it should like reduce to 1. Other than that, I really don't know. It is frustrating. Hmm. Nope. Okay, that's fine. What if I do 0? Projectile. Damage type, take damage. Okay. Is there again some basic math problem that I'm overseeing? Okay. That was 2 damage. Where is it? 2 damage. Right. Which means changing this. So with 0 resistance, it's working properly, it seems. But when doing like 50%, it's all bonkers. Okay. Let's float. Is this returning some odd numbers? Okay, we've got an integer division, right? That's the problem. So this should be fine now. Okay. Right. Okay, that was a stupid mistake, as usual. But 99% sure that was it. We'll see. Do we have the 50% back? Right. 50%. Okay. So that will be the damage type, and according to that, the resistances. Oh, let me confidently put it down in a list. Right. Yeah. That's 2 damage minus 50%. So 1 damage per projectile. It's all working now. Yay. Let's try with a different monster type. Like, that's the flying one, right? And I think it has 7 hit points. Am I right? Yeah, 7. So that was correct. 3.5 hits. Right. Okay. So everything's in order. Everything's working as intended. Perfect. So that's the damage types ready. And the monster resistances as well. Perfect. So I can either do a something smallish now, or some fixing. Is there something easy to fix? Spells being removed after use. Could be similar to the mines that explode and then respawn. So having something like used inside the spell. It's not drawn when used. And other stuff, and then we have to reset in the right the afterwave trigger. Do we have a list of the mines inside the map or somewhere? Where's the map? Ah, mines, we do. Perfect. Okay, so I mean, we don't need mines, we need spells. Yeah, let's try fixing this. I mean, when you pick a spell, you can cast it by clicking somewhere, and you can do this like infinitely times. I suppose it should have just like one use per wave. Oh, right. It has the fire resistance now, this one, gray guy. So that's why it's not as effective as I initially thought. But that's another perfect check that the fire resistance is working. It's doing the like a splash damage. Sadly without any animation so far. But it's working, we've tested it. Yeah, so as you can see, we can use this spell any number of times. I want to change this so that you can use it just once per wave. Okay, so let's be inspired by the mine functionality. Mine, used. And let's put it to a spell. Right. So used. And let's not draw the spell when used. But we are drawing the spells inside the spell manager. We are holding the spells in a spell book, right? There we are adding some spells, blah blah blah. So on update, don't want to trigger the spell when it is used, so this prevents from selecting it to be cast, and also I don't want to draw it, so we need to like do something about this. I mean, the easiest would be like if spell used new be something like this. Okay. I could have used link to select the do I want to do it like that just to exercise using link? I might. It will be fun. Okay. Let's do where as use not. No, that's not working. Why not? What is it returning? Oh, it's already returning spells, right? So no, but I need it for each, right? But is this returning? Like the any number of spells? What am I missing again? I mean, this is working, right? Filters a sequence of values based on a predicate. And this should return the spells. Do I have to get into a list? Okay, for reasons unknown. I mean, what will perform better? This or the for each cycle? That's the question. I'll have to take a look into this some time. But at least this I know what it does. I mean, it should do the same. Okay, so now we are not drawing when it's used and not so we need to set the used somewhere when it is used and reset the used after the wave. So let's do the reset first. That should be easier. And where are we resetting the, well, everything? I mean, there, handle wave end. There's reset mines. Okay, let's do reset spells. Could be like that. Reset spells. And again, let's do for each spell spellbook used is false. GM spell manager reset spells. Right, so that was easy. And now you said the used. I don't really remember how we did this. So it should be inside the spell state. I mean play state. And there, say the update spells. Update. It's gonna click and it's gonna invoke on a cast. And for the on cast, we do this. Right, and there we are selecting the target, but that's only for targetable spells that we are not handling right now. But I don't see access to the spell selected, just the ID, which would be better changed into the spell itself. So let's do that as well. So let's change this into a spell. Let's change the current spell into a spell. The current spell is going to be spell. Right. And then we need to change the definitions for all of these. So spell, and what's that? Spell. Where are now? That's it. Spell. On cast. Should this be spell, right? And this is sending itself. So that's this as well. Sending itself. And there's the spell ID eventually. Okay, so we need spell, right? So now it should be what the sender. this correct? No. Okay, because it should be like this. Can I do it like so? No. Do. Sender. Dot. Right. Spell. Right. Right. That's correct. That's the on cast. That's this spell. Okay. I was just confused for a bit. If it truly is a spell, that's the sender. Because now on the other layer, it's gonna be the spell manager, it's gonna be the sender. And it's gonna be where there. Right. And now everything should be happy. Hopefully. So now we've got the spell. And let's just mark it as used right now, even though it's kinda too soon. But we can change that later. You know what? Let's do that right now. That's really too soon. Just we need to. Okay, let's see. So this date for spell selection. Okay. So that's what does it do? It's waiting for tile selection. And then it goes back to process spell. Okay. Mm. Where's the list of the states? There. What's this? A typo that's bothering me. It's process spells, but it's process spell state. So let me change this there. Right. But now these spell actions are based on IDs. Okay, so that should be easy. We just need the spell ID instead. Oof. I was worried for a bit. It's gonna need more work, but it should be okay. And so far we've got just one spell. That's the fireball. It's doing 3 splash damage, fire type at the selected tile. Okay. Okay. That's the splash radius in pixels, right? Okay. Might be better to do it in tile sizes. Well, whatever. Okay, and then this should again be all. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, so here comes the fireball spell. Bam. And it's still there. Okay. So something's missing. I haven't set the used right. I don't remember setting it to true, or have I? Well, I think I got distracted by all of these. Okay, so uh, they're doing the current spell action there. So that would be a place to set it as used. I think that's the important part that I forgot. Should I put this on a change log? Or is it just a minor bug fix. Okay, so second try. Bam. Right, now it's working. What if we've got 2 spells now, right? Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So, normal fireball cheating. And one more thing about the resistances is we can use it the other way around. We can set it to a negative number and making a monster like more vulnerable to a specific damage type, which I'm sure we will use in the future. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for today. It's a first day from a side B, and we can take our time, just ease into things nice and slow. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. To anyone who's been live, again, leave a like if you can, if you would, if you liked this session, if you want to see more episodes or how the project will shape into a more playable state. Leave a comment with any feature ideas that you've got. What would you like to see in the game in the future? And take care. Thank you very much. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.